Morning everyone, welcome back to Raptor's Garage, and we've not done a lot this week. We've done a lot this week, but we haven't done a lot on this truck. Basically what we've been doing is fitting Angie's bathroom, so you can blame Ange for the lack of progress on this truck. Just joking, Ange. There's I've been doing little bits during the week where I've been stripping the wiring loom basically, which is what I said we were going to do on I think the last part of the other episode, is get the wiring loom stripped and get the inner headliner fitted with all the wiring in. But first I had to find all the wiring because everything was just in the original wiring loom. So what I've done, cut the wiring loom open, draped it out across the floor and worked out where I need to go, everywhere. I've got one set going to one set of rear lights, one set to another, power to the interior lights, what else have I got? I'm just trying to think. Oh, speaker wires, because on the disco the speakers are all the way in the back. Well, obviously I want them all the way up here, so cut the loom open, peeled them out. So literally I am standing over the wiring loom now. It's draped over the floor, and there's some of it behind me. But literally I've cut loads out because there's loads of bits I don't need. There's power to the rear amp in the back door, heated rear screen, don't need that because I've got a screen. Central locking to the rear door, don't need that, that's got to come in. Basically what I'm doing is just thinning the loom down to the wiring. So let's have a look at this and I'll show you what I've cut out. Now here we've got the wiring loom what comes up the door pillar. Obviously it's not wrapped anymore because, like I said, I've just unpeeled it. Now out of that wiring loom I've pulled my speaker cables, which are going to go, well, there's one, there's the other. Sorry about the picture guys, it's a bit awkward to film here. But yeah, so there's the speaker wires, they just run all the way through there, so left and right for the speakers. These purple wires are interior lights, so that was the one that goes to the middle of the vehicle. Just dim that picture down for you, there you go. Right, these are the ones that go to the middle of the vehicle. Now, spurred off them in the factory, so I'm having to play with the brightness here guys while I'm filming up here, is the one to the centre console. There's the centre console light. Now these will need earths. We'll have to make an earth up for these because they'll work as they are, but you can't actually turn them on, so they need a separate earth. Now that is for the alarm sensor, and that one does have a factory earth. It's got a black wire, so that's going to live there. That's going back where it was. Oh, hey, knocked the chain down. So here we've got this is the power to my CB, which is dangling down over this. There's my aerial. There's my aerial and power to the CB. I put those in so they're fine, I know where they're powered to. And then I've chopped out, there was like lights to the back of the visors, There's some of the bits that I don't actually know what they did, but because I didn't know what they did, they came out. So I've obviously never used them because they weren't actually plugged into anything. But I'll just show you on the other end of the wiring loom what I've cut out. Just before I leave the cab, I've got this wire that came all the way from the back. I'm not sure what that does yet, so I'm going to check it for power. But it's going to take two of us to do. Here's one of the light plugs for the interior lights, the sun visor lights. Well, I ain't got them, so that's the only bit that's left. I'm just going to chop the plug off there and cover that. So if we follow the loom, which now runs all the way along the floor and splits off to left and right. So right, there we've got the left hand side stop tail indicator light switch. We've got fuel tank sender, which obviously we need, so that's the big thick wire here, this big thick white one, and that one which got a resistor that I've put in it is the, on the discos you've got a lower and upper set of indicators and brake lights. Well, that's the lower set of indicators. Now I've chopped the brake light out, just go back over here, that's in this pile here. This is the wiring I've cut out so far. So that's wiring out of the cab. That's stop and tail, stop, lower stop light. Plug that I didn't know what it did, so that came out. Oh no, that's another stop light. And all this other cabling line around here. So all that's been cut out. So that's all gone. So that's what I've chopped out so far, and there's more to go. Right, let's just go over this side. Now this is pretty much the same this side. There's the stop lights. That's one to the back door, so I'm assuming that's going to be central locking and other bits. No, sorry, that one's the rear amp and speakers, so that can go away. That's going to be central locking and stuff, that can go away. That's heated rear screen, that can go away. There's that lower indicator again, and that's tow bar. So basically what this is just a job of sorting out all the earths as well, because everything comes through to this big central earth on this side. So there's I think we're just going to lay a new earth cable in all the way through. So as I was saying, guys, when Chris gets here, we're just going to test a load of this wiring, see what goes where. Pretty much know where everything goes. There's just a couple of wires that I need to have a look on his truck, because a lot of these have been disconnected for 2 years on my truck, because I've had nothing wired to the back door, no rear speakers, no amp, no nothing, because all that came out when I had the truck. So a lot of these cables have just been lying around. I mean, I know there's like powered antenna for the radio goes in the window, so there's a power cable in there somewhere that's got to come out, which actually might be that one, because that is actually running down the right side, so it might be that one. So I just need to check the colours on Chrissy's truck and then test them for live, blank them off, and once we've done that and we know where everything's going, for now we're just going to leave the plug. No, actually we are going to chop the plugs off because we need to get them through the bottom part of the bulkhead, bring them down the chassis and bring them to where they're going, because we want to just lay them out and get them sorted today. But once we've done that, we can get this roof on, bonded on, well, not the roof, the inner roof, get all the cables in and then get the outer roof on. So hopefully today this awesome bit of kit's going to be fitted. But it's one of them, isn't it, at the end of the day? It's all, get it all right now and it'll be a lot easier in the future. But I mean, this fits perfectly. Let me just show you how well this fits. Right, we've tech screwed that in down that panel. Now there's a cover panel that goes on there, so they can pretty much stay in. That's glued and tech screwed, and that literally follows the line of that door pillar. Let me bring the light round here. Let me show you pretty much perfectly. Now this is the side of the truck that I'd had the least amount of messing with, and this is the side that went on the easiest. But yeah, that fits really well. So more than happy with that. Now the inside, if we can see that so well down there, there you go. Now we closed up the ends of the sills, moved them, reinforced them. That's all in 3mm plate now, the ends of those sills. Now this plate here, where it goes onto this, we actually cut it short. That was our mistake, and I welded on a temporary piece for alignment, and then we had a look at that and thought, nah, we can do it better than that. So this is actually a strip of 3mm plate to give some rigidity to this panel. Sorry about that. To give some rigidity to this panel. There's no flex in this panel now because that's a piece of 3mm plate, plug welded in, then stainless steel bolts and glue to hold it in to the back panel. So it took us literally 10 minutes to just chop that out with the plasma cutter, spot weld it in, and that sorted that out perfectly. Looking at that now, we've got that top rail in as well. That's all sorted. That's where the racking system's going to go. So that's nice. So that's the inside done, and it gives you so much room in that cab. I know the light's not brilliant, guys, so please excuse that. That's about as bright as I can make that. I've got no camera lights out here at the moment, but the yeah, so I think that's gone in really well. We're just going to give that a coat of paint and some seam sealant, move that light out of your view. There you go. But yeah, that's gone in. Let me just show you the other side. Right, we're on the other side of the truck now, on the driver's side. Now we've got a pretty good shadow that I'm casting there. There you go. We've got a pretty good door gap. It's slightly out at the top, but that's down to the door, not the... This side of the truck is definitely twisted. Now, I've got the centre line, which is... Hang on, let's see if I can do it that... There you go. I've got that centre line pretty much perfect, but it's out on the top. So if it's right there and it's out there, that's the door. So what I'm going to do is, well, I'm going to get the cover panel on. Hang on, there you go. I'm going to get the cover panel on and see how that fits, because I might just have to just alter the door slightly. But that fits. But let me just show you on the inside. Now, we've pretty much got the same on this side for fit, all the way down, all the way down, all the way down, except for where it opens up here on this bit. Now, that's the door pillar, because this door pillar's been chopped off at the bottom and welded back on, because it had rotted right through on that piece, so that door pillar shifted slightly. But as long as it fits on the door, it fits fine. So we've got that in, dead happy with that. I can hide it all when I paint it and fill it, so that's where we're up to. Guys, Chris has arrived and he's had a pair of snips out since...
We've played this game before.
He has played this game before. Let me just show you what he's chopped out.
I'm not taking responsibility for this. I always said, I'm still learning this. Paul just goes, that's that, that's that, that's that. I'm like, wait, let me put labels on it so I know what's what.
Now, we've chopped all that out of the wiring loom.
There's a lot of surplus to requirements, obviously, because now we've removed, we've got obviously door sensors for the rear doors.
I'd already taken those.
Come forward.
No, I'd already taken them.
All that stuff, yeah.
This is just.
But all of it's going to go. But it depends on your model, because the difference is, Paul's got the wiring in for the rear bass speakers on the door, but his model didn't have it. I've got the wiring in, plus I've got those speakers.
No, mine did have the bass speakers.
Did it in the back?
Yeah, they were in.
Oh, so I want to keep those. I'm going to sort of pull that cable forward, and reinstate some sort of bass speaker in the rear. But you know, things like the heated rear.
Just because he's wild, that's how it is. He just
wants
a thumping bass while he's driving along.
Yeah. Rear window, heated rear window.
Don't need that. I've got a window.
Windscreen wipers. Doesn't need it. So we're just stripping it all out. I mean, this is...
Literally, we've gone down... Let me just grab some cable off the floor. We've gone down from that big thick cable down to that. That is my rear lights. That's rear lights and tow bar.
And we left the heated rear window in because it's on a switch, We're going to use that to power some
work lights.
Work lights at the back. So we'll just mess about with the switch.
So we don't need to run any more cables in. It's already fused. It's plenty powerful enough because I think it's 25 or 30 amps.
It's heavy cables.
Yeah, it's 30 amps. So we can have a decent set of work lights on. Yeah, we're putting LED on, but it's just switch on the dashboard until you don't have to put in. So we've whittled that down to nothing. And now we've just got to bind it all up and actually feed it through.
Yeah,
and then we can fit the roof. Well, the inner roof.
And then the plan is how do you want to run it? So we're going to feed this up all into the roof, come across, and then drop it back down inside the back of this.
I think what I'm going to do...
some's going to stay on the roof.
Some's got to go over into the roof.
Yeah.
I haven't worked this out yet. Depends how thick it ends up, whether we can actually get it in the space.
Yeah.
But now we've welded that piece back in, we can actually cut a hole with a hole saw, get the cables through. It would be nice if they went up there. We'll just see how much gap. We'll actually come across and actually fasten it in place and carpet over it. And then run it down the back of this pillar and out through the back. But it's one of them. It's like we'll get it all banged up into 2 runs. Well, 1 run, then we'll split it at the end. But we'll get it all banged up into 1 run, and we'll see if we can actually feed it in above or below. So it's that learning curve, guys. We're learning while you are.
It's again with the automotive electrics. I knew nothing until I started messing around with that L200. So it is, if you take your time, it's doable. If you mess it up, you can probably create a world of hurt. So if you've got babies into it, it can help you out. Or at the very least, what I'm going to do when I start pulling mine apart is just label everything and work back from there. Because, like I said, I'm still learning it all. Paul can quickly go that, and I'm going like, let me just try and keep up here. Let me have another look at it.
And then I can rip it all back out and put it in right once I've done it. Once it's like, balls that up.
But yeah, it's not rocket science, is it? I've got a bit more to grips with it now.
No, it's fairly straightforward.
A year ago, I just was like, it made no sense to me.
People can still get it wrong.
Yeah.
And we've seen it. Should we run some household cable in? I've got some flex.
Or should we use automotive stuff in a house? As we found out yesterday.
We were doing some wiring yesterday on a job. Well, like I said this morning, we've been busy doing Angie's bathroom, and the lights in the bathroom were actually on automotive crimps, the yellow ones, the 30 amp ones, and they crimped all the cables together in the loft. So
we got rid of them.
I just went, snip, bin, start again. So we rewired half the house. So it doesn't burn down. She's much happier than
she is. Although the alarm going off all the time was annoying because the alarm is not properly put in.
Oh no,
it should have a backup battery stopping it from going off when we switch the power off. But that's another issue we'll sort.
I've got a hammer.
Yeah, right. So we bind
all this together. No. Well, actually, we could go and have some dinner.
Let's go have some dinner. What's this one?
If it's black, it's Earth. Or if it's brown, it's ground. If it's brown, it's ground. No, that's soil.
It would always make more sense. I never understood why brown was alive.
Yeah, that works.
Keeping all this, aren't we?
Yep, those are the interior lights. If it's purple, it's interior lights.
So, the first... This is all coming as well, isn't it? No, that's coming. This is all our first, and our speakers are new.
It's not just comfy, guys, honest.
Hell no, not anymore.
He started something now.
Started something.
Coffee and rum.
Welcome to Wiring 101.
You're not wiring a 101, you're wiring a Discovery.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to Wiring 1.
It's Discovery wiring, not Discovery 101. Right, so they can go up on their own.
Yeah.
That's got to come out to here, so we need enough of that to go there.
The first break is here, isn't it, for this alarm sensor in this corner here.
That's the alarm sensor, and there should be an earth. Is that earth running to the back of Kate? Yeah, right, okay. I see, my mum would be proud. She used to work at RIS.
Right.
She used to do wiring looms. You say let your ends come undone. You do that.
Them up at the end, yeah.
Just loop the ends, and then wherever you terminate it, just do that. And when you ever come to undo it again, it's like,
how the fuck did they wire this? Why can I not fucking do
why can I not undo this now?
And then you finally find it and you go, why is that not taking the rest of it off?
That's it, that's going that way. That's got to come out. That and that needs to go there because that's got an earth plug on it. So if we just, have I got all and then drop them through?
Yeah, we'll drop at the back end, don't you?
Actually, we'll just, if we bring them out here, we can just leave. We can just take them on top of the roof, can't we? We can leave them out now.
Yeah.
Because we can just drop them through where they need to come through. So that's one speaker. That's.
You take the other one up in the. Yeah, I suppose you want it over the top of the roof, can't you?
It's alright. Okay, they're attached in the middle. Once we get out of the cab, the rest of it can be done later. So we'll use this entire roll up doing this, and this gets us out of the cab, and we'll get as far as that connector block, won't we?
It's a whole lot thinner than it was.
As long as when you put your foot on the brakes, the indicators flash, we've done it right.
Fine.
Well, that makes more sense.
Right.
That makes that look a lot neater. Do you know that works so well?
It's great, isn't it? You won't have. You'll go off normal coffee now. You have to have rum in it.
Ah.
We used to do a Christmas dish with a rum, but it'd be like 2 splashes of rum, and then for 2 weeks after Christmas, I'd suddenly remember, oh, rum and coffee, because you're like,
And you'd have the rest of it. Right, we're having fun and games right now, guys, trying to get the wiring loom hidden. Extra bits. So basically what we've done is cut a small slot out behind the back of the reinforcing on the windscreen, which is now 3mm plate.
Because connectors are too big to be feeding through holes.
And plus we want it to look pretty. It's all about
taking all the connectors apart and making it into cable, can't we? We can't just...
It's all about the aesthetics at the end of the day.
So obviously grommet or sort of bond any bare edges so nothing rubs and chafes. Nothing worse than chafing.
Especially new roof catches fire because the wiring's all shorted out.
Yeah.
But we're going to put this through, put it through the roof and then actually bond it all into place with the PU sealant. I could grind that out just a touch bit. Oh no, it goes. There we go.
And I can feed it up like that.
That is like a magician.
So there we go, guys. We're getting there. Wiring loom is done. It's a lot smaller than it was. We've basically, one of the things me and Paul like about the Disco 1 is the lack of electronics, and we've now withered it down to the absolute basics that we need to run this vehicle, because the less things that can go wrong, the better. What we've done is we've now basically got the wiring loom set up, we've retaped it, we've cut a little slot in this top piece here, we've cut a slot in the fiberglass. You can't actually see that from the inside, and once obviously it's carpeted anyway, nothing's going to be visible. We're going to run our bulk of our cables along here. We've dropped them then back down into the back of the vehicle, and everything you see on here now is the stuff that's got to basically be dropped through. So we've got speaker cables, we're going to drop for some speakers that are going to be mounted up at the top of the cab. We've got an aerial, we've got a CB radio, we've got power for the interior lights, power for the CB. So it's just, again, it's that thinking ahead of all the bits and pieces you're going to need, because it's fine when you bond this down, that's, you know, you can still do something. Once you bond the final roof on top, then obviously nothing can be changed. So we're pretty much ready, and we're almost happy now that we're going to bond and tack screw this top piece down. We've got it fitting, we've made the changes obviously that we've gone over earlier in the video. It's all looking good, so we'll obviously test fit the top piece before we do anything, just to make sure that these cables aren't going to interfere, because we're hoping they're going to fit. There's no reason why they shouldn't fit, but again, we'll just test fit before anything else gets stuck down. We'll bob this top roof on, and then we'll come back to you when we start fixing this roof in place. So that's it guys, that is the last of the dry fits. We've been up and down a good few times with this just to make sure that get these notches in for the cable, because we're going to run the main bulk of the wiring loom up and above this. This again, this is the headliner. There's a piece that will go on top of this when this is all done. But we're going to bed this in now, we're ready. So we've basically made some bolt holes. We're going to use some stainless steel bolts around the front, get us a nice good firm fixing. And we've got some bolt holes ready for stainless steel fixings. On that one it's basically fiberglass to fiberglass, so we'll use some big washers on it. Done a little bit of trimming on it, because again, every disco is not going to be the same shape. And as you know, Paul's is a bit twisted. But yeah, so now we're going to basically stick the PU adhesive on.
Funny, that's what they said about me.
Yeah, a bit twisted. Drop this into place, and obviously everything should line up because we've already put all the bolt holes ready to go. Now basically we'll tech screw down each of these sides and leave that to go off.
Lovely.
All I'm doing, guys, is actually, because I haven't had a chance to prime this, is wipe some of the PU adhesive onto the bare metal so it doesn't rust behind the back of the... And it makes a good sort of bonding agent as well. So when you come to stick the glue down, it's sticking to its, itself, basically.
You'll see when we actually put the headlining part on, we tilt it up at the back so that we slot it underneath this little lip, this trim that we've left at the front here, and then it fits down behind this. Now obviously we cut this off originally, we put it back in place, we spoke to Flint, will contact us to say this can actually stay. The original piece can stay in place, you'll just need to cut your headliner, or not your headliner, but your sun visor supports off. But this gives you kind of a line then that once this is locked in place, that's how far back this thing will sit.
Just acts as a datum point.
Problem we had when we initially tried it is because, again, this chassis is slightly twisted, we're having trouble to get our piece into here and lower it down, hence the reason we kind of assumed then that maybe this is the part you take off. We've reinstated it, Paul being a magic hand with the hot glue gun. Put it all back together. And now we're going to stick this piece in place.
He put it back together with 3mm plates.
Yes, it's extremely strong now.
Slightly heavier than it was before.
What you can hear is the creaking joints of Paul.
Yeah, that's actually me, not the actual mastic gun.
As we've both spent the week building a new bathroom for Ange, so she's very happy, we're just both broken. But tomorrow is the 4x4 Expo. Would have been to that by the time you watch this video. Hopefully we saw some of you there, you came and said hi. We're going to bring some stickers along to give out to you guys. Going to have a chat with a few of the traders. It's an awesome show if you've never been before. Definitely worth the trip next year. I think this year is even bigger than it's ever been. It's all undercover, which is always great because it doesn't matter what the weather's like. And it's one of those shows that has pretty much got something for everybody, and it's definitely worth taking some cash. I know me and Paul are going with a pocket full of cash because there's bound to be loads of goodies there we're going to buy.
I'm not taking cash, I'm taking Karen.
Yeah.
She's the only one who earns money.
No, you've got the difficult sides on what you do first. Squidge!
Good.
I'm going to get the screw wind up first. Got that stuff sticks in it straight away. That mine's in. No, mine's lined up, so. You do back to front or front to back? That fits lovely. That's going in sweet. Should we do front first?
What, bolts?
Bolts?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you want to do? You want to push them through and I'll wind them on?
Yeah.
So,
a handful of bolts, so you'll need that.
oh, you could. Did you find the world's crappiest Allen kit?
Yeah, what is it fucking...
They're in the top box.
No, they weren't anyway, but the other ones I think were imperial, so they're a bit too...
No, the silver ones are...
Alright.
That's if you go, what? Middle, left, right, left, right, left, right, keeping pulling it square. That's good.
Right, you're far right.
Yep.
I'm just saying, you're far
Oh,
right.
right.
Don't particularly say, it's very offensive.
It's like, I'm Hitler.
Yeah.
We watched Raptor's garage,
Yeah.
and that was it. After that, it was bugger all on.
Yeah, I sat now.
Roof's all in, guys. There you go. And those are all the cables we want to chase in under the roof, because we haven't got the other headliner to hide and behind. But we couldn't have done that anyway.
To be honest, guys, on this roof design, because there isn't a headliner, if you go with the full height roof, you use your existing headliner so you can hide everything away. Now, you could have tucked this on the underside here and maybe carpeted over it and disguised it to some degree, but we decided, you know what, there's enough room here between the actual roof going on top and this roof, we can hide this sort of main cable and just drop it down the inside and hide it a bit better at the back of the cab.
Basically, we're just going for aesthetics.
This thing is well and truly stuck, screwed, bolted.
And it ain't never moving again. That's where it looks, and that's where we've got the new wiring coming through. That's where we're going to have the racking system in the back for the equipment we need. And everything's bolted and done. There's the piece we put back in on the windscreen. Just up there. That's never moving. There's half a tube of adhesive behind that, so that's never moving again. So basically what I can do now is work out where my headliner's going, where all the wires are going, where all the speaker cables, where all the other bits are going, and everything we need. So pretty much that's done by gluing the roof on. So that's good. Camera's well.
Definitely got a camera.
Camera's good. PU adhesive, that's what we need for the camera.
So guys, it looks a bit bare inside, but I mean, if you watched one of the previous videos, when Paul did the original roof chop, he basically carpeted the entire inside of the vehicle. It looked factory finish. It was awesome. You know, it looks sometimes a bit daunting. I think when you look at it and you go, "Oh my God, there's bare metal. There's all these bends, curves, all the plastic interiors come out. It's all to be covered." It's not that hard. If you want any tips, there's a great channel I came across called Valley Coon Campers. Those guys got some awesome tutorials on doing the carpet.
Yeah.
Four-way stretch carpet. Excellent
Because
channel.
that's what we use on this anyway.
Yeah, jump on them and watch some of those videos. They'll show you all sorts of things from paneling out. They primarily do camper vans, but they'll show you some great tutorials on how to do it.
Same job.
Yeah.
It's no different.
No different what Paul's going to do on the inside of this when he's done. And again, you know, you get there to do a bit of flair and how you want to do it for whatever you're going to be doing. One of the things you can do if you're going to do off-roading and get the thing muddy, just paint the inside of it, and then you can just literally hose it out.
Well, I'm actually thinking that when we do this, we're just going to Raptor line halfway up the inside of the back.
Yeah, and then carpet from the top.
And carpet down, basically to that body line.
Yeah.
Carpet down to the body line, and then, because we've only got rubber matting in the floor on this truck, so if we flood it, we can hose it out.
Yeah, because our only weakness now is literally the door seals, isn't it? Because now this thing is so watertight from the back forwards. But if we do get a bit of water in, if we've only got carpet from halfway up, nothing's going to stay soggy, nothing's going to smell.
Depends how deep the water is. So with the dashboard, worry.
Yeah, I think next year we're going out rescuing people in the floods when this happens again. Actually, weather forecast for today.
Yeah, Raptor's garage, weather forecast.
So guys, check out the website, grab some t-shirts, grab some stickers, always helps. We're obviously going to bring you the next update on this one. We're going to put the top roof on. In the meantime, while I'm gone, Paul's going to be obviously finishing seam sealing all of this that we've done today, and still carrying on dropping some electrics now inside the cab. It needs things like the interior, like the CB, etc., etc.
Some insulation on the roof as well, in between the panels.
Yeah. So guys, we'll catch you on the next video, and we've said this before, we said this in the previous video. This is our first time doing this. when we do it again, we'll have a lot more ideas of, you know, what's right, what's
We
wrong.
might have a clue.
Yeah, we might know what we're doing. So we'll try and make it a bit more of a tutorial next time we do, give you sort of the actual dimensions of what you need to cut. But again, as we've said before, every disco is different. So it'd be interesting to do mine, because mine hasn't been off-roading, it's not been knocked about anywhere near as much as Heimdall has, so it might be an easier job. Again, might not be.
Might not, you never
Yes.
know. It's all good fun.
Yeah, kit's great, we're loving it, and we'll see you on the next video.
So later, guys.